Yeah, perhaps this is the night.
Jared Callahan at the helm of Youngstown State. And we are ready to go with Michigan and Youngstown State. The 6th all-time meeting between these two programs. Kamwa feeds Terrence Williams to Doug McDaniel, who globs it left mid-post. Williams at the free throw line, and a foul call.
And Matt, Youngstown State runs a matchup zone. I was trying to get a name. I was trying to get the name of it from Coach Calhoun. But look for Michigan to really exploit the corners tonight. Try to get some easy threes.
Terrace Reed Jr. with a dribble drive. And now Williams, the second, rises and fires from 17 and knocks it down.
Terrence Williams continues to be on a heater. I have him as a 3-and-D guy. If he can sustain that this year, Matt, he's going to make Michigan a pretty dang good team. He's going to play well. If he's going to play the 2 position, the 2 or 3, he's got to be able to knock down shots.
All right, that turnover there by Youngstown State really plagued them in their season opener. They had 17 turns in the loss to Louisiana Lafayette, and on their first possession turns it over here. Kamwa had it knocked away. Penguins can run. Langdon will pull it out. Good transition defense by Michigan.
Well, and it was, and I think one thing that Youngstown State wants to get back to doing that they did last year is they averaged 81 points a game last year. That's a lot of points at any level, especially when you're in conference play. They want to push the ball and get easy looks.
Burns was stuck in a 5-second call against him. Youngstown State is still trying to get to know one another. They have 12 newcomers overall. They return just 3 letter wins and 1 starter. McDaniel, a bounce pass inside, knocked away and stolen by Burns. 3 consecutive turns. Baseline drive, tough left-handed shot, and Reed with a good box out. Burnett to Kamwa, and now McDaniel. No look inside for the easy slam for Reed Jr.
One of the things that Michigan's doing a lot better this season thus far is moving the basketball. It doesn't stick. They got people movement. They've got ball movement.
20 assists the other night, and Youngstown State now on the board. Just a stoppage of play for Reed to tie his shoe. Terrace Reed Jr. looks really good. That body looks pretty darn good.
If Youngstown State's going to be in this game tonight, they have to get into the paint. Bryson LANGDON right there, gets to the paint, gets to his spot, rises up, shoots a little baby fade bucket.
Williams with a clean look at a 3, and he knocks it down. Shot 25% from there a year ago. Had 3 the other night, and has his first here tonight to give Michigan a 5-point edge.
Terrence Williams continues to be on his heater.
Langdon gave up the dribble. Farmer for 3. Can't answer. Loose ball, out of bounds, last touched by the Penguins. Michigan's opening night win, they shot almost 57%. If you caught part of our pregame, Phil Martelli said that shooting has to continue. Reed deep inside, his second clean look and his second bucket. 4 makes for Michigan on 3 assists so far.
Yeah, one of the things Coach Calhoun from Youngstown talked about is we cannot give uncontested anything. Right there, Terrace Reed, they get a high-low action. Terrace Reed just lays it, gets an easy layup.
Ziggy Reed with a nice move along the baseline. One of the leaders of this Youngstown State team, 9-4 Michigan. Some backcourt pressure, and now Burnett.
Got away with that right there.
Mid-post. Reed had it stuffed back in his grill, but a foul called first.
And Matt, the Michigan staff is very high on Terrace Reed. They talk about his work ethic, the St. Louis product. He is massive. He's every bit of 6'10". He's got long arms, and he continues to get in great shape, better shape. You look at him from this year to last year, it's no different. Give John Sanderson, the Michigan strength and conditioning coach, a lot of credit for what he's done with Terrace Reed.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the country. There's no question. Pushing guys to their limit. And Reed has lost weight but turned it into muscle. I mean, he runs the floor better. He just looks more limber.
He does, and I can't stress enough about what this Michigan staff thinks he brings to their team. And I asked Phil Martelli, how much better can Terrace Reed get? He said the sky's the limit. And you look at him, and he shoots the ball better. As you said, he runs better. He looks leaner. He looks more confident. He's probably the best communicator on the team as I watched him shoot around.
10-4 Michigan after splitting the pair. Brett Thompson is in for Youngstown State, wears 5 in red, and a nice looking jumper from Langdon. He hits the 3, and it's a 3-point Michigan lead. Burnett eyes the 3 off the heel. Kamwa high and above to get the rebound and the putback.
That's a great hustle by Kamwa. He read it off the rim, grabbed it, put it in strong.
Reed with a ball fake. Backs in against Terrace Reed. He kicks it out to Thompson with 15 to shoot. Burns against a double team. A baseline drive. Ziggy Reed has a couple in a row.
And Ziggy Reed is a talented player. Came from Merrimack. He was the NEC tournament most outstanding player. He could play, and he said he chose Youngstown because of their style, how they let their players go, and the freedom to play.
Fouled Terrace Reed, and he'll be at the line when we come back. It's 12-9, Michigan up early. They're moving the ball well, and they're rebounding it well as two. Come on, with a nice putback, and Michigan's in front early.
This or that, this or that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this when you Angie that. You can do this because Angie's where it's at.
Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Get started today at Angie.com.
Experience the joy of gifting at Jared.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15. With that amazing camera, wish my family had them.
You're an action star. Take action. Join T-Mobile.
This holiday at T-Mobile, get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a line.
What? How is that a flag?
He landed on him after the sack. That's roughing the passer.
What if he hit him high?
Roughing the passer.
And low?
Roughing the passer.
Well, what if he tramples him and then he's like, oh no, and he tries to go back and he tramples him some more and he's like, I'm so sorry.
Wait, what?
When you refer a friend to Dish, you each pick a reward. As for what you do with it, the possibilities are endless. What would you do with $100? Pad your savings or do some online shopping? How about 20 movie rentals, a weekly family night, a movie marathon? With $100 in smart home products and services, you can see who's at the front door from your phone or tablet. Simply go to Channel 909 to get started. And for a limited time, get Dish Gallery free for 3 months when you refer a friend. They'll enjoy everything you love about Dish, like recording up to 2,000 hours and 16 shows at once. And having live TV, streaming apps, and over 80,000 on-demand titles all in one place. Plus, they'll get a reliable signal or their money back. Go to Channel 909 to get started today.
Basketball on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. It's a beautiful facility on a really good-looking night here in Ann Arbor. Michigan and Youngstown State, the Wolverines 5 for their first 6. The Penguins 4 for their first 6. So a good shooting night for both teams. Each have turned it over a couple of times. But Michigan has the early lead. Most points in the first game as a Michigan Wolverine this century. Olivier Kamwa had 25 against UNC Asheville. Pretty impressive Michigan debut for that young man.
Yeah, Kamwa, he can't stress enough how excited he is being part of this Michigan program. Didn't you think, Matt?
Yeah.
I was really impressed with how the things he had to say about being part of Michigan.
Tells you something about him, too, when he's named a captain by his teammates.
Yeah.
Already. McDaniel couldn't hit the flying hook shot. It's out of bounds off Youngstown St.
Really impressed with Doug McDaniel's, one, ability to get to the rim, but two, to finish with both hands. Not only can he finish with both hands, he's a great passer with both hands. It makes a big difference when you're trying to get people the ball where they need it.
Williams, a pocket three, comes up short. Come on with a putback. Second time he's done that and used the high glass well.
I mentioned it. Do everything forward. That's his second putback already.
Burns up top. Farmer for three. In and out. Bates with a rebound and a foul. That's the first rebound for Youngstown State tonight.
Michigan foul is number 13, Olivier Kemwa. His first personal foul on team's first.
Got Olivier Kemwa battling down low. Getting an easy putback. Those are the things that you have to be able to do if you're going to compete down in the trenches.
Jalen Bates will shoot two. The senior from Atlanta, Georgia, misses the first. Kemwa impressed, I think, everybody who watched Michigan opening night here on Big Ten Network, but he also really impressed Jared Calhoun, the head coach of Youngstown State, who told us earlier today he thinks he's a top 5 transfer in the country.
Those are high accolades, high praise for an opponent.
Calhoun last year named the District 12 Coach of the Year, first Youngstown State coach to ever earn such an honor. He runs a really good practice. 14-10 Michigan.
I'd like to see Michigan go back to the high-low to get Terrace Reed the ball again where he needs it.
McDaniel for three. A little off the mark and a foul underneath. We talked about Kemwa as being one of the big transfers in the country. Amari Burnett, a starter, a transfer from Alabama. Trey Jackson from Seton Hall. And George Washington III, not a transfer, the lone freshman on this squad, and a good-looking shooter. Off the inbound! Kemwa with a statement inside.
A little eye contact, a little strong cut from Kemwa, and a big-time dunk. Excellent play out of bounds for Michigan.
Kemwa's picked up right where he left off, Dane.
I'm just so impressed with his energy, with his presence. He got beat off the dribble there, but his teammates made up for it.
McDaniel weaving his way, floating it and hitting it.
I'll tell you, Doug McDaniel's float game is as good as I've seen. And again, he can do it off both feet, generally with his right hand, but it is smooth, it's soft, and if he misses, it's what you call a good miss. It gives his team a chance to rebound the ball.
U of M has scored on 8 consecutive possessions. Thompson, a bullet pass left wing. Lovelace had it swatted away. Leads to a Michigan break. McDaniel. Now to Burnett, but he stepped out of bounds.
You see, Kemwa set him up, rams it home. Doug McDaniel in his float game, as I said, is just outstanding.
12 of Michigan's 18 points in the paint. Thompson around a Reed screen, and now Reed eyes his second three, and he's got it.
They worked on that pregame. They think that shot, the pick and pop at the top of the key for Reed, is going to be buckets for him all night.
Trey Jackson hustling it up with the left hand, but missed it. One of the 7-footers, 2 7-footers on this Youngstown State team, Emmanuel Zorgville. Thompson for three. Off the front of the rim, loose ball. Zorgville's got it. Pivoting in the paint and a kick out. A three on away from the corner. No good. Missed time by the Wolverines and out of bounds. It'll be Young State ball.
You know, Michigan's got to come up with these loose balls down low. That's 1 on 5 down there. There's all 5 Michigan players down there, and there's 1 Youngstown player, and they're not coming up with that. They got to have some gang rebounds.
Will Cheddar is into the ball game for Michigan. He wears 42 in white. Played 21 minutes in the season opener, most of any bench player for the Wolverines. Thompson floats it out to Reed, who has 7 on the night. On a dribble drive and a pretty move by Brandon Rush.
Excellent play by their leading scorer and leader, Brandon Rush. He's got to get going. They have to keep getting him the ball and good looks.
Preseason second-team All-Horizon League. McDaniel launches a 3. Got it, and he's fouled. And to bring some rain with that shot.
I'll tell you, Doug McDaniel, little cross, little hezzy, got himself a 3-ball and one. I don't know, Matt. You think you got him?
Oh, man. That was really high. Had 4 of those the other night in the season opener. Good-looking free throw shooter. And the Wolverine lead is 7.
Doug McDaniel showing off his range.
Thompson works the right side of the floor against McDaniel. Rush had it. His pocket picked. Reed was there to help him out. Muscling his way up. McDaniel skies in for the rebound.
Really good job by Kamwa taking it on the chest down low.
Burnett, a kick out. McDaniel from 3. Nope. Saved by Michigan. Cheddar a no look in the corner. Jackson for 3. Get it out.
See Michigan continue to work in the corners. If they can get the ball to the corner, it seems like everything's opening up for them. They're getting the shots they want.
Thompson with a crossover. Lovelace Jr. for 3. Nothing but air. We've reached a timeout. Michigan leads it 22-15. The other night, they had a balanced scoring attack. Tonight, they're doing the same in an early lead on the Big Ten Network.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about...
We want it all. We want beards and lattes.
Great.
We want to be invited.
Great.
And not attend.
Great.
We want to take the shortcut.
You lost?
And not be in danger.
Reverse.
Sadly, we can't have it all. Except at Sport Clips, where we check in with the pros in men's hair and totally check out with pure, uninterrupted relaxation. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
On 3, tell us where you think you're going. 1, 2, 3.
Get up to $1,000 on a Disney Dining promo card with a 5-night, 4-day non-discounted room and ticket package at select Disney Resort hotels.
Sunday, the Hoosiers hit the hardwood.
It's all Indiana tonight
For action against Army. Men's Hoops, presented by Jeep. Sunday at 7 Eastern on the Big Ten Network.
more hoops excitement comes your way when Indiana faces Army. Live coverage begins at 7 o'clock Eastern. Presented by Jeep, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. With Dave Fife, I'm Matt Shepard. Welcome on a Friday night. Youngstown State is the defending Horizon League champions. Last year they won 24 games, primarily because of their three-point shooting. They could shoot the blood out of the ball, almost 37%. Had just 2 opening night, but have 2 three-pointers already here tonight in Ann Arbor. Trey Jackson with a drop. Had it partially blocked and out of bounds. Youngstown State has missed their last 3 triple tries, though. We'll get another crack at it here with Michigan up 7.
You know, Matt, when I was a head coach at Purdue-Fort Wayne, one of the things we stressed in games on the road like these, this is called a bye game. That means Michigan paid Youngstown State big money to come and play. No big deal. But when this happens, when you're involved in a bye game, can't stress enough that you want to keep, you want to really stymie penetration. You want to rebound the ball and you want to take care of the ball. When you're on the road, that's paramount.
4 straight empty possessions for Youngstown State. Kamwa to McDaniel, backing his way in. And a carry. And a turnover for Michigan.
And McDaniel got a little too cute right there. In fact, I think he wanted to throw the pass. Guy jumped the passing lane, and he tried to pull it back. But Michigan's, the way they score this year, the way they're going to have to score this year, Matt, is just what the stat sheet reads. You got 5 points, you got 6 points, you got 5 points, you got another guy with 6 points. There's such a good balanced scoring attack for Michigan.
Rushed for 3, he missed it. Kamwa comes away with it. Trey Jackson with a baseline drive, lost the handle. Langdon the other way for Youngstown State. He dropped it. Up ahead, Cheddar, who leaves it for the freshman, and Washington III lays it up and in.
It's good to see George Washington III get in the game, get some confidence going right away with an easy layup. I tell you, this has been sloppy so far, Matt.
First field goal of his collegiate career, and it comes in transition. And it gives Michigan a 9-point lead. Burns with a push pass. A clean look for Langdon, missed it. And Jackson with a rebound for Michigan. You talk with Phil Martelli, and he'll say, the thing his team has to do to be successful, share the ball more than anything else. Cheddar, good footwork inside.
And Cheddar's another guy that he is a very good Big Ten player, and he's only going to get better. Makes a strong move, gets to his left shoulder. Easy bucket for Cheddar.
8-0 run for Michigan. Double-digit lead. Langdon on a dribble drive. Hit it, and he's fouled. He's also hurt.
It looked like he banged his head there, but you know, I want to talk about Youngstown State and their ability to try to expose Michigan's switching. Michigan's switching a lot more than they did last year. They're switching 4 guys on the court, sometimes 5. But Youngstown State's going to start trying to expose that and try to drive the ball.
Well, we really hope this young man, Bryson Langdon, is all right. The 5th-year player from Chicago and a transfer from Northern Kentucky.
Okay.
That was an inadvertent knee from George Washington III. And Langdon remains down. He's a great story, folks. He really is. So there's some blood on the floor, and because of that, his substitute will be the shooter at the free throw line to try and convert a 3-point play. But Langdon's a great story. Didn't realize he had another year of eligibility due to COVID. A Division II coach was talking to him and told him he had that extra year. Langdon went into the portal. Youngstown State said, come play for us. He's here, and he's one of their better leaders on this team. At the time he was being told that he had another year of eligibility, he was working at a high school, trying to help some troubled youth.
Yeah, just a fascinating story. And there he gets up. Good to see. He's talking. But Bryson Langdon is probably one of the more unique stories in college basketball right now. And it makes you wonder, Matt, how many kids out there still have eligibility. Now, as I say that, I'm looking at you. You're grinning. You're not thinking you might be available next year.
I was never available. Let's put it that way. I think more coaches wish you were available because of how good you were, especially at Indiana as the defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. But what's interesting is, this is a very veteran-laden Youngstown State team.
Yeah.
But Langdon comes in, and he has quickly become one of their leaders.
Well, and that's what Coach Calhoun and staff, they were as shocked as we were, and when the story first came about that he's a 3-year starter at Northern Kentucky, a team in their league, and he comes in and he's a captain now on the Penguins team. And they really like their team, especially with Bryson LANGDON on it. But they love Brandon Rush. They love Ziggy Reed. Ziggy Reed, as we mentioned, the transfer from Merrimack, the NEC tournament most outstanding player. And I tell you, talking with the Michigan staff before the game, they were worried about this game. You got St. John's looming in Madison Square Garden. Patino's perhaps his swan song. But this Michigan staff, they were worried about this Youngstown State team for good reason.
Yeah, they told us, we're not looking past them. We can promise you that.
No, we tried to bait them into it, and they wouldn't bite, would they?
And remember, Phil Martelli was a head coach for so many years at St. Joe's. Won over 440 games there. He's not going to look past a mid-major. He understands the hunger that these mid-majors have when they come into an arena like this. Farmer hit the free throw, so E.J. Farmer able to convert that three-point play started by Langdon. And it's 26-18 Michigan. Cheddar force feeds Terrace Reed Jr. Backs his way in. Muscling it up. It's short. Stayed with it. Couldn't hold on to it. And a really nice play by Brandon Rush to knock it off him out of bounds.
Now, you may be wondering why Youngstown State keeps picking Michigan up. The main reason is they want to waste time before Michigan comes down and has to play against Youngstown State's zone. They're big time consumers, trying to break a press and then going into a zone. Hoping Michigan will rush some shots, make some bad passes.
Offensive foul against Youngstown State. They'll call it against the 7'3" freshman Gabe Dines.
Yeah, it looked like the big hoss just clipped him, stuck his leg out. Probably his guard, Thompson, he probably went a little too soon. Guards, if you're out there, bigs don't like it when you start coming off your ball screen too soon. You got to wait. And then bigs, pop your feet. Come to a 2-foot stop. Get ready as quick as possible so you don't end up in that type of situation.
Give Dane Fife the chalkboard, everybody. Reed with a high screen. McDaniel with a crossover. Slippery inside. A kick out to Cheddar. Spins. Nice move and a layoff there for Reed, who fumbled it out of bounds, but last touched by Youngstown State.
I cannot stress enough Coach Howard's team, how well they moved the ball so far this year. I know we're one game in, but I watched them play Northwood in their exhibition and against Asheville. They moved the ball. You're going to see 5, if not 6 guys, Matt, in average double figures this year for Michigan.
They did a really good job of that in their scrimmage against Marquette. Cheddar for 3 and a corner. He knocks it home. Got a good looking stroke.
And Cheddar made a shot. He's yelling at his own bench. It's good to see the big hoss come in and knock down that tray ball.
Thompson had an alley. Couldn't hit it off the glass and knocked out of bounds. It'll be Michigan ball. They don't want to go in the half.
McDaniel took Williams with a great find. Cheddar stabs, gets those feet set. The key point there, knocks it down. There he goes, screaming at his bench, letting them know.
Important moment for Michigan with Doug McDaniel sitting down, and Amari Burnett is really the 2 guard, but he's going to play someone when McDaniel sits down. So let's see what Michigan does with their backup point, if you will, in the ball game, and their team up 11 on the Big Ten Network on a Friday night.
I get to love you forever. I'm yours forever. I do. Every kiss begins
Begins with K.
At CDW, we get the importance of clear communication. And when your teams are spread out, that's not always easy. Our experts can help by implementing Poly audio and video solutions to keep you connected. From headsets to collaboration tools, Poly Solutions offers simple setup and eliminate distracting background noise, so the people you're talking to only hear you. To collaborate with quality, trust Poly and IT Orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
With the Sonic 2 for $7 deal, you can choose from 3 delicious favorites for only $7. A Sonic cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, or a foot-long chili cheese coney. It might be the greatest pairing since cherry and limeade. Sonic 2 for $7 deal.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. With the Aura Ring, you can listen to your body's signals and raise your defenses. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal, how to improve your sleep, or if your heart rate shows signs of stress, so you can decide to push yourself or to lie low. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring.
With Boost Infinite, get transcend to a wireless utopia and experience America's smart network. With unparalleled coverage from 3 of the nation's top wireless networks. No trade-in needed to get iPhone 15 Pro with titanium on us. Save up to 40% on your monthly bill and enjoy the latest iPhone every year with unlimited wireless.
After this one, we continue the Hoops doubleheader as Northwestern hosts Dayton next, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. It's great to have college basketball back, isn't it? Look, I know college football still reigns right now, but you love to see a little bit of college basketball inserted there to keep those juices flowing during the week.
Well, Matt, the good games are coming.
Yep.
And this has been a good one so far. I want to give a shout out to the Michigan women's soccer team. They play Princeton tonight in the NCAA tournament. They're in Princeton right now as we speak.
Good luck to them. Cheddar tried to force feed Reed, knocked away. Burnett is there to pick it up. And then he threw it away. Farmer right at Williams. Boy, used opposite hand on the opposite window. Nice.
Hey, Mr. Farmer came. He jumped the passing lane. He read it. Took it all the way to the rim. That'll get you some energy.
Transfer from Toledo, and Youngstown State has 5 points off the Michigan turnovers. Reed couldn't handle it, out of bounds, and it'll be Youngstown State ball.
Checking in for your Wolverines.
7 turnovers, and Phil Martelli doesn't like it. You can tell.
One thing to watch for is when the play breaks down for Youngstown State, they're going to go 5 out. There's going to be a lot of back cutting. And if they want to confuse Michigan as they try to switch, because Michigan is doing so much switching. Something to pay attention to.
There's a steal by Reed for a moment. Thompson got it right back. Burns backing his way into a double team. Needs some help. 6 to shoot. Rush. Fade away. Williams with a backside carom.
Good job by Williams, settling them down, getting the ball moving.
Boy, they are feeding the post. Reed had it swatted away. Tough to do that against a 7'3" Dines. Thompson hesitates. DJ Farmer now Burns for 3. A little long. Both teams going a little cold. Burnett tries to fix it. Can't.
That's not the shot you want when you're trying to get back into the flow. I thought that was a little bit of an inexcusable heat check from Burnett.
Rush, who was a third-team Horizon League performer a year ago, traveled with it. Doug McDaniel wants back in for Michigan, and he will check in for George Washington III. Tonight's State of Success is brought to you by State Farm. This is how good he was against UNC Asheville, the 22 points, a new career high for him. He was also a team best plus 28 on the floor. Those of you who follow hockey know what plus minus is. Your team's up 28 while you're on the floor. That's pretty impressive.
Well, you're talking to those that follow hockey. I don't.
Reed comes up short on the 3. How important of a statistic is that for a coach?
Well, I think in basketball it's a little jaded.
Okay.
Because it doesn't factor in who you're playing against. It just factors in how you do. It depends on the time of the game, who you're in with. I don't think it's a great stat. Maybe with a body of work, it could be a great stat.
Burns to Farmer in the corner, and he stepped out of bounds. 29-20 Michigan. Phil Martelli has to be pleased that his team has really found some nice spreading of the wealth in this one early on.
Well, as I said, I think if Michigan is going to go far this year, and not just in the Big Ten, but into the NCAA tournament, that's the way they're going to have to be. Now, I do expect Doug McDaniel to be their main bucket getter, their leading scorer, but you can expect 5, if not 6 guys scoring and averaging in double figures, and they could have a leading scorer every other night.
They've come up empty in their last 6 possessions.
Well, this is a time where Coach Martelli, Howard Isley, the assistant coach that runs their offense, they've got to find a way to get the ball inside.
Jamari Burnett to Terrace Reed Jr. and now Doug McDaniel. Around a Reed Jr. screen. Step back 3 comes up short. Kamwa with a rebound. He's been big inside.
I think they can get that shot anytime they want.
A dribble drive. Off the glass and down.
But that's the shot they actually want. And one reason why you want to get the ball inside, Matt, especially against the zone, but man, too, when it goes inside against the zone, the defense is forced to match up man-to-man. You want to get it to 5-on-5 and be able to make the play from there.
8 second chance points for Michigan now. Burns.
Nice move. Really nice move.
Missed it from 10 feet away.
Burns did a really good job again. I want to stress this, getting the job 2 feet in the paint.
McDaniel fouled on the floor. This looks like a little Xavier Simpson, doesn't it?
Doug McDaniel with the rolling right hand hook. Gets it high up on the glass. Bucket.
Team 7 will bring Tar in the bonus.
Michigan in the bonus already with 4:16 left and up 11.
You know, I like it that Doug McDaniel is just playing the game. You know, I thought he got a little too hung up trying to make it personal with Asheville the other night. Just played the game, and I think the maturation process of Doug McDaniel is going to be critical for this Michigan team.
What do you think about the comparison between these two? Simpson, a former second-team All-Big Ten selection.
Well, I had to coach against Xavier Simpson all 4 years, and he's one of the great leaders that I say that the Big Ten had and has had. Just an outstanding player, and I think Doug McDaniel, if he could fill that role, leadership as Xavier Simpson had brought to this program, the sky's the limit for this Michigan team.
McDaniel already in double figures with 10. Thompson, a deep 3. Got it.
Well, those two guys, I mean, that's a communication issue where Michigan, where Burnett and Doug McDaniel, that's a simple switch. It's a communication issue that you hope gets ironed out as the season progresses.
McDaniel to Kamwa. Decks it, drives, tough shot.
So you watch film of Kamwa last year, he's at Tennessee. He didn't make these moves. I mean, there were glimpses, but this is a whole new player in comparison to his previous years at Tennessee to now with Michigan.
Supreme confidence. He's got 8 points and 7 boards.
You give Juwan Howard and his staff a ton of credit.
And a ton of credit to him, too. He's become more of a vocal leader.
As he runs by screaming.
Williams from 18 feet away, nothing but board. 7 points for Terrence Williams II.
And I think Terrence Williams looks like a total different player than in years past for Michigan. A lot more confident.
Thompson with a floater in the lane. It dropped and an offensive foul, so they won't count it. 2:49 remaining. Youngstown State started 4 for their first 6. They're 5 for their last 19 because of Michigan's defense. But it's Williams in the offense that have taken center stage. And Michigan leads by 14.
Behold, a new breed. swarm, ready to sting. The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
Rally House, shop every team in town. College and pro, come on, it's time to go.
Big Ten fans, shop Rally House for the best selection of Big Ten team gear. From the newest arrivals to the most popular styles, there's gear for every fan at Rally House.
Jerseys, headwear, fit for a win. Shop the latest styles in the Big Ten. Rally House, it's your city, it's your house, it's the Rally House.
Shop in-store and online at rallyhouse.com.
It's easy to get lost in investment research. Introducing JP Morgan Personal Advisors.
Hey, David.
Connect with an advisor to create your personalized plan.
Let's find the right investments for your goals.
Okay, great.
JP Morgan Wealth Management.
The new Barbecue Ranch Chicken Crunch from Jimmy John's is here with house-made barbecue ranch sauce, all-natural chicken, and crispy tortilla strips. All that sauciness comes as a sandwich or wrap. Sandwich or wrap. Sandwich or wrap! For a limited time at Jimmy John's. As a sandwich or wrap!
Cracked windshield on your new car? Bring it to Safe Light. My customer was enjoying her new car when her windshield cracked.
My car.
She didn't take it to the dealer. She scheduled with Safe Light. We have the latest technology for the newest vehicles. And we do more replacements and recalibrations than anyone else.
Thank you so much.
Don't wait. Schedule now.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. Whoa, the new iPhone 15. With that amazing camera, I'll be sharing pics from this float. You do not want to see yourself skiing. You look like a marshmallow.
Join T-Mobile and get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a line.
Good look at football doubleheader kicking off with Indiana against Illinois tomorrow. Then Iowa hosts Rutgers. It all starts with a Big Ten tailgate tomorrow, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Glad you're with us on this Friday night with former Big Ten assistant coach Dane Fife. I'm Matt Shepard. The Wolverines and the Youngstown State Penguins. 6th all-time meeting. Michigan 5-0 all-time against Youngstown State. Bryson LANGDON is back on the floor and out of the locker room after bumping his head, drawing some blood earlier in the half. So that's great news for Youngstown State and any basketball fan out there. Michigan leads at 37-23, shooting almost 52%. But both teams too many turnovers. Michigan has coughed it up 7 times. Williams can't stay hot. And Cumwell over the back with a personal foul.
I think Coach Howard and Coach Martelli should institute a rule. No threes until it touches the paint. Michigan's doubled up Youngstown in the paint, 20-10. They're having their way in the paint. And guys like Terrace Reed, Will Cheddar, and Kamwa, they can kick the ball out and get inside-out threes, which is the best three to take in the game.
2 personal fouls on Olivier Cromwell, so he's out. Trey Jackson in, and a jump ball with possession in favor of Youngstown State.
I'll tell you, Michigan's got some warriors in Terrence Williams and Will Cheddar. Those are the, if you're a hockey guy, those are the guys that sit in front of the goalie and just get the crap knocked out of them while the puck gets passed around. They get sticks to the shins. They get elbows to the face. Cheddar and Terrence Williams are the grind line guys.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Don't tell me you don't know hockey. When you're referring to grinders,
they're the Dino Cicerelli.
They do the dirty work in front of the net, right?
That's right.
There you go. Phil Martelli said that about Youngstown State too, though. He said they're a bunch of junkyard dogs the way they play, and he says that with great affection.
Yeah, we use that term, and we would use that term quite a bit at Michigan State. We call them JYDs, junkyard dogs.
Nothing wrong with that. Need to have a few of those on your team, don't you? Lovelace Jr. rises and fires from 16. Good defense by Cheddar. Chased down by McDaniel. Ball on a string. Forward. Get in there. Roll home. Woo! That was sweet right there.
Hey, McDaniels is smiling up. He's smiling about it. You want to see someone with some handles. Doug McDaniel just put a clinic. Ball handling.
He's got a dozen. Rush for 3. short, and a rebound grab by Williams II, and he's fouled.
Watch the ball. Watch the handles here. He puts him to sleep and then crosses him. And he gets the banker high off the glass, above the square. You knew it was going in.
He's got skill and style.
Now, see, this is where, you know,
those shoes. Could you get away with those shoes? Doug McDaniel, we talked to him before the game. Is that some type of mojo that you're bringing? He's like, no, they're fresh. I like them. I said, you just don't want to conform to the maize and blue shoes. He's like, that's part of it.
I think he just likes them because they're comfortable, right?
Well, when you're performing the way he does it, why would you change? As Williams II makes the first of two.
So you watch as Williams takes his free throw. I'm watching Doug McDaniel in the back here talking with Namari Burnett, and he's trying to figure out ways to get him involved. He's talking to him about how he's going to get him involved the next play. Then he goes up and gives Terrence Williams a pat on the back.
It's good leadership, huh?
Yep.
Thompson lost the handle. Now feeds Rush. On a dribble drive. Inside, knocked out of bounds. And it'll be off Youngstown State. 9th turnover for the Penguins. You just cannot afford that when you're playing against a team like U of M.
Yeah, and Coach Calhoun, he's aware that his team can get sped up pretty easy. Part of that's just inexperience of playing together, but he really wants to try to get Rush, number 0, on off some pin zones to get him shots where he doesn't have to dribble.
McDaniel, another surface shot that drops. He's just looking at fans going, I'm feeling it, man. I'm feeling it.
Well, one way to get into the paint is to throw it to the big. The other way to get into the paint is to drive it. Doug McDaniel's handling that side.
He's got 14, Dane.
He's just such a dynamic scorer.
Youngstown State can't buy a triple bucket. Dines was the last one to touch that. And it'll be U of M ball with 51 seconds left to go in the half. Youngstown's
Completely out of rhythm in this Michigan. I think the Michigan size is quite imposing, and I think it's overwhelming their ability to get easy shots right
now. Williams II with a drive and a hot step kick out. Burnett shovels it to Cheddar with 10 on the shot clock. He drains another 3. His second of the night. It's a 13-0 run for Michigan and a timeout for Youngstown State.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's necessarily Will Cheddar's shot, but he catches it, stares him down, and knocks it right in his face. I'm not sure what he's doing there with his holding his 3 fingers up.
That's Shooter McGavin. That's what that is.
It's been a minute since I've seen Happy Gilmore, but it's good to see Shooter McGavin back in action tonight.
How about it, man? I mean, you talk about an emotional. There are different ways to lead, right? He's kind of the emotional pulse of this team to a certain extent, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what? He's taken on the role that Juwan Howard did as a player. Probably not quite there yet in terms of his ability that Juwan had, but that was the kind of player that Juwan Howard was when he played. Such a fun player to watch in those Fab 5 days. But Juwan Howard was maybe not their best player, but their emotional leader. There's no question about that.
Cheddar 4 for 4 from downtown on the season so far.
Michigan showing a little zone.
Youngstown State sees mostly zone in the Horizon League, so they really thought the man-to-man defense would give them issues here tonight.
Okay, they faked us out. They came out, showed zone. Youngstown State called a zone play, and then Michigan quickly went to man.
4 seconds before the half. Rush forces a 3, missed it, loose ball, and Michigan.
On the defensive end, it leads to good things as the ball gets worked around.
McDaniel works against Bryson Langdon. Good to see him back out there, despite the bloody head on a fall in the first half. Michigan opens this second half, having gone on a 13-0 run. They quickly go inside. Terrace Reed Jr. with an easy kiss off the small square.
Now, I think that is a really good sign for Michigan as they move from the Hunter Dickinson era is they have to have somebody that you can get the ball to that can either make a bucket or can make the right play inside, and Terrace Reed Jr. right there did a good job.
Let's face it, last year, and really the last couple of years, as good as Hunter Dickinson was, at times the ball would stick. It doesn't seem to be doing it with Michigan's big here tonight.
Well, it started on the right side, moved to the left there. They punched it into Terrace Reed. He made a good shot over the left shoulder, good move. And I think you make a great point, Matt, where the ball tended to stick, tended to go inside, first, second pass to Hunter Dickinson. And, you know, I think an important part to having a good team is you got to have everybody involved.
Reed over the rim with his floater from the baseline. Here comes Michigan right to left. Williams to Reed Jr. at the free throw line. The double team comes and he throws out of it. Kamwa and route to a double-double. That helps the cause right there.
Well, his teammates are tapping their heads. Kamwa got him one. He got a victim. He put him in the rim. Nice move, Olivier Kamwa.
10 points for Kamwa. 50-23 Michigan. Ziggy Reed hands off to Langdon. Back to Reed inside, and he's fouled.
Kamwa, I think a really strong move is the move below the knees, the hard sweep. Kamwa does it right there. Gets right by his defender, cuts him off, goes up strong. Easy bucket for Olivier Kamwa.
He's a really likable player, isn't he? I mean, he came up to us at shoot around today, and he quickly introduced himself. We asked him the difference between Tennessee and Michigan, and he said, well, I've got my own apartment here. I'm a little disappointed. I don't have my certain favorite fast food around here, but overall, I'm loving life.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't. They're not a sponsor. We don't want to give a free plug.
That's right.
For the fast food.
The two free throws ends a 17-0 Michigan run. McDaniel to Kamwa. And a near steal by Brandon Rush. Wolverines will inbound with 17 on the clock.
Youngstown trying different things to try to speed Michigan up and get themselves some easy buckets on the other end. Got a nice tap, knocked the ball out of bounds.
Williams, the second for three. And a double-digit performance for Terrence Williams, the second. First time in his 86-game college career, he's had back-to-back double-digit performances. Kamwa with a backside carom, 2 boards away from a double-double. Feeling it? Williams, the second, thought he had it.
Matt, he earned that. That's good to see Williams with the heat check. This is good to see him get the chance to play like this.
Reed off a pretty touch pass from Langdon for a triple.
It's good to see a guy that's paid his dues like Terrence Williams II come in and have this kind of success. He's smiling. He just seems like he's really enjoying the game, Matt.
Was a captain a year ago. Just 2 captains for the Wolverines this year. First time they've had anonymous players only vote. Reed showing some acrobatic moves in the paint. And Terrace Reed Jr. has 9. Langdon missed one from 14 feet away, and it'll be Michigan.
Coach Calhoun frustrated. His team's not moving the ball. They've really broken their stride. They're out of sorts, and they're trying to do it on the defensive end. But one dribble, no passes shot, just not going to work against a Michigan team.
A lot of one-and-dones.
There you go.
For Youngstown State. Kamwa. Burnett looking for his first point. And it crawls over the backboard and out of bounds.
You know, you watch every Michigan player. Burnett misses the shot. You got all 4 of the other Michigan players come over, give him 5, tell him to keep shooting. And that speaks volumes when you've got teammates that do things like that, Matt.
That's what I love watching shoot around for both teams with you. You weren't necessarily watching the plays. You're watching reactions and energy from players and coaches. Somebody lost his shoe. Here's a dribble drive from Rush, blocked by Kamwa, and he'll lead the break. 3-on-1. McDaniel, alley-oop. Oh, wow!
got a shoe issue. We got a shoe timeout. Just an excellent break. You know, you saw it against Asheville where McDaniel threw the ball from half court to Kamwa. I think I could go for a lob every game between these two. They make it look so easy.
Started on the defensive end with a block.
Excellent verticality from Kamwa. Goes straight up, gets the block. Gets the finish on the other end.
Reed Jr. picked up the loose ball. That half-court heave in the first game as McDaniel routed one out. Kamwa's follow-up no good, but he's fouled. McDaniel said it was his favorite play because he really never threw an alley-oop in high school. Now he's thrown 2 in as many games.
Well, the way he threw that alley-oop against Asheville from half court looks like he could do it in his sleep. I mean, that's as impressive a play as I've seen in a long time. And it was an equally impressive catch from Kamwa. He's got a smooth stroke, Matt. You know, you can tell a good shooter or somebody that has potential by how they pick the ball up and how they spin the ball. You know, the seams, the laces are on the basketball for a reason. They're for grip, and for somebody to tell me that the ball shouldn't be shot with some nice spin, that's probably somebody that's not a very good shooter.
Love what Phil Martelli said about Kamwa. He said, you know, he's grown up, he shoots straight, he wants to be coached. He'll tell it like it is.
Yeah, you know, Coach Martelli doesn't hold back. And I think good players, Matt, respect that, and they want that kind of coaching.
Good ball movement on the part of Youngstown State. E.J. Farmer cashes in. Kamwa inside for Reed, and we got a foul inside before Reed could grab the ball. Olivier Kamwa picking up right where he left off. He's been dazzling again tonight, and Michigan's got a comfy lead on the Big Ten Network.
It's easy to get lost in investment research. Introducing JP Morgan Personal Advisors.
Hey, David.
Connect with an advisor to create your personalized plan.
Let's find the right investments for your goals.
Okay, great.
JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Say you're looking for the perfect present. You might try looking at the perfect place. A place with gifts that light up a face as well as a room. Where it's easy to find the brands they'll love and the advice you trust. That place isn't a warehouse store. That place is your local Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock. With service so good it's guaranteed. This Christmas, get free assembly and delivery on your new grill at Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Whoa, the new iPhone 15. With that amazing camera, I wish my family had them. You're an action star. Take action. Join T-Mobile.
This holiday at T-Mobile, get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a line.
Here at Underdog Fantasy, we're a community of sports and dog lovers. Come find your people, play along, and maybe win a few prizes while you do. Come join the Underdogs. Just go to underdogfantasy.com to get started.
In my line of work, unexpected downtime is expected. Waiting is the hardest part of finding gold. But with Dish Anywhere, I never have to wait to hit a jackpot. I can watch all my favorite TV shows and movies right here, right now. So even while that's happening, I've got all the gold I want.
With Dish Anywhere, never miss your favorite shows no matter where you go.
Parker, we got it running. Oh no, I just hit the mother load.
Watch Gold Rush, Fridays at 8 on Discovery.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
Stick around later tonight. You get news, highlights, and analysis on the Big Show tonight, 10:30 Eastern on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. This is game 1 of a basketball double dip for you on a Friday night here on the Big Ten Network. Northwestern and Dayton follows Michigan and Youngstown State here in Ann Arbor with Dane Fife on Matt Shepard. And what a game already for Olivier Kamwa. Olivier Kamwa, 14 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, and a block. And there you see a sneak peek at Northwestern's beautiful facility as they get ready for the Flyers of Dayton here on the Big Ten Network. McDaniel runs the offense for Michigan. Burnett with a baseline drive. Kamwa for three. Why not?
No, that wasn't exactly an open shot, but what it was it was a great pass by Burnett. Hit him right in the numbers, gave Kamwa the seams, and so it made it seamless for Kamwa to get the ball up and through the net.
I see what you did there. I like that. Seamless.
Thank you.
Kamwa's got the last 7 for Michigan. Farmer tough fadeaway. And here comes McDaniel. Williams with a stutter step. Inside and drew contact. Gabe Dines picks up the personal foul. He's got 4.
His 4th personal foul.
Williams took a shot to the quad. I continue to be impressed with the expansion of Terrence Williams' second game. Just playing with so much more confidence. He just seems so much more at peace, with, a peace of mind out there where he can really just play the game and not have to worry about certain things on offense. Who do I got to pass to? What do I got to do? He just is playing with a peace of mind out there that's really impressive. I'm happy for him.
13 points, 6 boards for Terrence Williams II. When did that click for you? This is his 86th game. When did it start to feel where the game was slowing down a little bit for you?
Well, I think for me, probably my junior year. I was playing with so many good players. A.J. Guyton, Kirk Haston, both draft picks. Luke Recker, Jared Jeffries. It takes time. Some people would pick it up quicker, but it takes time for most players.
Langdon along the baseline to Reed. A fade away from 6 feet away. Missed it. Zorgville with a rebound. His putback is short. They battle for it. He gets another crack at it. Langdon. Whoa, how about that nifty move? Rolled out. Like there's a lid on the rim for Youngstown State. 3 cracks at it. Couldn't cash in. McDaniel. Floater on the way. Boy, he's got that shot down, doesn't he, Dane?
It's 1 foot. It's 2 feet. It's just, he's got such a soft touch around the rim. He can put it up way up on the glass. He can sneak it over the rim. Doug McDaniel has incredible hands.
And there's a reach-in foul by the big fella, Emmanuel Zorgville.
Right here, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a guy on the bench by the name of Howard Isley. Howard Isley playing with the Youngstown Jazz. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he was one of the founders of the float game. Of the teardrop. Howard Isley.
I like that a lot. Howard Isley runs the offense for Michigan. Sadie Washington to his right, camera left, runs the defense for this Wolverine squad. Although this is Phil Martelli's scout. Paris Reed Jr. Left-handed shot, too strong. Up ahead for Thompson. Good catch. Had it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Michigan ball.
Back to that Terrace Reed left-handed jump hook. He must have, when we were talking after shoot-around, Terrace Reed must have shot 100 of them after shoot-around. And he wasn't leaving until he had a certain amount of makes. So I think he's earned the right to shoot that lefty jump hook. I
asked Phil Martelli, why at your age do you still relate to younger student athletes? He gave a pretty good answer, don't you think? He said, because they know I care about him. McDaniel rimmed out a triple throw. He said, I can get on Doug McDaniel like I did the other night. And Ziggy Reed eyes it 3 and airballs it out of there. It's going to be a foul against Michigan. He said, I can get on him because he did take it a little personal against UNC Asheville. But on the other hand, when he does a really good job in the classroom like he's done this semester, he says, I'm here to tell him he's done a heck of a job with his classwork as well.
Yep, and it's plain and simple. I mean, that's parenting, that's coaching, and that's Phil Martelli. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to the things he had to say this afternoon.
Kamwa's got himself a double-double. 5th of his career. Thompson with a steal. And an easy lay-in for Thompson.
I'm sitting here watching Michigan. They're up 33 points, and I'm thinking, you know, we lost Coach Knight this week, and I played for Coach Knight, and a big thing he would talk about is don't play the score. When you're up, you got to play to get better. And I know that's what Coach Martelli's thinking. And it's going to take someone like Doug McDaniel to be mature enough, or Nimari Burnett, or Kamwa to say, hey guys, we got to keep the foot on the gas. Let's keep playing.
Langdon with a nice show and turnaround jumper off the glass.
A nice move by Langdon. What I'd like to see Youngstown State do, and he only got 9 minutes in the first half, is play through #1 Ziggy Reed. Ziggy Reed right now seems to be the one that really has a great pulse on the game, and he's probably the one that's most under control and is most confident right now. I'd like to see the ball.
Cheddar is perfect from the floor. He's 4 for 4 and 3 for 3 from downtown. And Michigan's got 4 in double digits.
Now Cheddar's lost his mind, Matt. He just did the Shooter McGavin to you.
Farmer off the window with the left hand.
One guy I'd like to see get going is Trey Jackson. You know, talking to assistant coach Jay Smith before the game, he's a guy that they're really trying to get going to try to get Trey Jackson to fill his role, to understand his role, and to really own his role.
Jackson has it right now on the wing. He's got 2 to shoot. Forced to launch. Rimmed out. And the 7-footer inside grabs the rebounds. Our ball. Thompson, a transfer from Tennessee Tech. Nice shoulder shake. Comes up empty though. Burnett up ahead for Cheddar. They'll take it in and lay it in. 13 for Will Cheddar. That's a career high for him. Farmer with a hop in the lane, swatted out of bounds. Second block of the night for Olivier Kamwa. He has done it all, but he's had a heck of a supporting cast, including Will Cheddar, who's got a career night on the Big Ten Network.
Behold, a new breed, ready to swarm, ready to sting. The defiant, power-packed, all-new hybrid electric Dodge Hornet RT. Performance electrified.
Half. 1 and 2. 2 and 4. Half of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So let's retire inequality. Let's step forward together and let's rise together, because dignity, security, retirement is for all.
Let me be direct. You're watching football wrong. What do you call a guy in face paint that can't get the game? A clown.
Sorry, what app was it again? No, just give me a second.
Amateurs.
Oh! Sorry, everybody.
DirecTV Sports Central gives you access to every game. So you never have to compromise on game day.
Was that necessary?
I was just illustrating a point.
Visit DirecTV.com for up to a $400 reward card.
Okay.
On a cursed Fansville.
Caleb Williams, you gotta get out of here. Fansville is cursed. Get out while you can!
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
Screen men's hoops on Big Ten Plus when the Wolverines host Long Beach State. There's no plus like home. Download Big Ten Plus and subscribe today. Impressive showing by Michigan. Will Cheddar is part of it. He is 3 for 3 from downtown tonight. He's 5 for 5 from deep range on the season. Last year, Will Cheddar, the redshirt sophomore from Stewartville, Minnesota, was 5 for 20 from downtown. Already as many triples made this year as he had all of a year ago. Big reason why Michigan is comfortably in front. Ziggy Reed, an offensive rebound.
Youngstown just trying to find a way to get a good shot on the rim.
They are 14 in the second half, I should say. 5 of 19 in the second half. Just can't find anything. Terrence Williams, the second, with a rebound. Cheddar with his back to the basket. And a hand to Williams, the second. Washington, the third, has 8 to shoot. A dribble drive and blocked out of bounds.
Looked like Washington blew a tire. He didn't get much lift on that jump. Otherwise, I think that was a heck of a move for the freshman. He rejected the ball screen, and I think he just blew a tire.
He made about a dozen threes from the wing in a row in shoot-around. McDaniel forced to float one up. Didn't touch rim. Past the midway point of the second half. Wolverines will play St. John's in New York City on Monday. Reed spins in the lane.
That's the player right there. That's the guy they got to get the ball to, Matt, is Ziggy Reed. And he's a guy that he's got the confidence to play against these guys. Because when you look at this Michigan team, they're physically imposing. I can't stress enough just how impressive this Michigan team is. And I think defensively, they're pretty good. And they got a chance to be elite.
Thompson for 3. It's off the heel. Trey Jackson with a rebound. Bounce pass up ahead for Cheddar. Lays it over the front of the rim. Pretty bounce dish up ahead, and Cheddar finished it off. He's got 15.
Those are the plays that Michigan needs Trey Jackson to be able to make.
Whoa, there's a skying dunk by the big fella, Emmanuel Zordville.
Trey Jackson getting the ball off the rim, being in one dribble, throwing it up the court for a streaking Michigan player. Those are the kind of plays that Michigan needs him to be able to make. Doesn't have to make it every play, but needs to be able to make those kind of plays.
Jackson drew contact.
There's the play. He gets it to our guy, Cheddar. Cheddar blew a tire. I think he blew a tire. He didn't get the lift he wanted to. There finally, Youngstown gets off the snide. They get a little pick and roll action with Zordville. Gets himself a dunk and makes the Big Ten Network highlight reel.
Wolverines scored 99 points in their game against UNC Asheville. They had 40 points in the paint. They already have 38 points in the paint here tonight against Youngstown State.
Well, they just keep getting better and better, does Michigan, and it will be very interesting. I'm excited to watch this. Watch the St. John's game coming up. Michigan playing in Madison Square Garden in the Big Apple against the Johnnies and their new coach, Mr. Rick Pitino.
He's still got it, I guess. Rush, a deep 3, way up and out of bounds.
And as you watch Brandon Rush,
there it is, in the battle for Atlantis.
They start out with Memphis. They got Villanova. They've got Carolina in the battle for Atlantis bracket. Some pretty good, dang good teams down in the Bahamas.
Oregon and Florida. Jackson missed the jumper. What a save, but out of bounds. That's off Yusuf Kaya.
I was going to say about Brandon Rush, Youngstown State, Coach Calhoun, you know, Brandon Rush is a really good scorer, but one thing he had last year is he played with 2 point guards, 2 really good setup guards. So he didn't have to do a lot of dribbling, catch and shoot. So Coach Calhoun is trying to get Brandon Rush shots without having to work so much. What happened there?
It's a technical foul on Yusuf Kaya, and Reed misses the free throw.
I didn't see what he did there. Did he just get mad at the official?
Got to control your emotions a little bit, don't you?
That's not something I was very good at.
Reed missed them both.
Don't make me answer that question about controlling emotions.
Where, as a player or a coach or both?
Both.
Okay. 8:23 remaining. First action for Kayat, the sophomore from Lebanon.
The only person that can control my emotions is my wife.
I was just going to say, yeah. Burns feeds Rush. A bounce pass back door. Bates comes out of the wash with it. 13 to shoot. Kayat picked up the loose ball. Washington the third, quickly up ahead. Jackson, acrobatic move, but he didn't pay off. Langdon over Cheddar's outstretched arms.
Excellent job by Langdon turning the corner. Coach Calhoun talks about it all the time. Getting in the paint, playing off 2 feet, under control so you can make a pass. Or in that case, he got to the floater. He got to the float game.
Cheddar stays perfect.
I don't have anything to say, Matt. This is just an outstanding performance by Cheddar.
Got 18. Wow. Langdon tries to answer. Can't. Williams the second. Scrambled for it and was fouled. Michigan feeling it from deep. And they're led by Will Cheddar. He is perfect from the floor and perfect from downtown. This one showing off deep range in a Michigan 79-40 lead on the Big Ten Network.
And tasty. Like, wait, how does Taco Bell not have a breakfast taco already?
I mean, you're Taco Bell. It's in the name. You've thought to put a burrito inside a quesadilla, but you don't have a breakfast taco? You have all the ingredients. Fluffy eggs, melty cheese, savory sausage.
I don't normally agree with Pete, but he's right.
That's things, Rhonda, but thank you. The all-new toasted breakfast taco. Simple and tasty. I did that. I made that happen.
When you refer a friend to Dish, you each pick a reward. As for what you do with it, the possibilities are endless. What would you do with $100? Pad your savings or do some online shopping? How about 20 movie rentals? A weekly family night? A movie marathon? With $100 in smart home products and services, you can see who's at the front door from your phone or tablet. Simply go to Channel 909 to get started. And for a limited time, get Dish Gallery free for 3 months when you refer a friend. They'll enjoy everything you love about Dish, like recording up to 2,000 hours and 16 shows at once. And having live TV, streaming apps, and over 80,000 on-demand titles all in one place. Plus, they'll get a reliable signal or their money back. Go to Channel 909 to get started today.
Basketball on this Friday night on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Direct TV. Mays Rage with plenty to cheer about. They're shooting 54.5% are the Wolverines. They have forced Youngstown State to shoot just 29%, and Michigan has 2 players tonight who are perfect from the floor. Kamwa and Cheddar. Combined, those 2 young men are 14 for 14. George Washington III handles the basketball.
He's going to have to play some point guard. Washington is, as long as Jalen Llewellyn is out. They'll use Burnett and George Washington to spell McDaniel at point. This is a good opportunity for him to get some good experience as they work their way towards the Big Ten season.
Burns throws up an air ball, and Kayat is there to lay it in. Ian Burns wearing 14 in white for Michigan.
I think if you're Youngstown State, they got 12 new guys.
Yeah.
Opportunity for them to know the game's well out of hand, but just try to move the ball, play solid, play together, This will be beneficial once they get into the Horizon League.
The thing about Youngstown State coming into this game, their roster combined 617 career games. A lot of transfers, a lot of experience, but as you mentioned, not familiar with one another. Head coach Jared Calhoun told us, we'll get it together by game 6, he figured. Yeah. Cheddar, a floater off the window. He's got 20. And stays perfect from the floor, 8 for 8.
Cheddar doing his best impression of Doug McDaniel with the float game.
The 3 rattles home for Jalen Bates, the senior transfer from Florida A&M. Kayat can't answer.
I'll tell you, one thing you notice right away is Michigan's playing a lot faster.
Yeah.
They get the ball out of the net or they get the ball on a rebound. They are looking up. And one other thing is their bigs are running. You know, Terrace Reed, Will Cheddar, Olivier Camois, those guys are running hard.
Yeah, you mentioned that during shoot-around. You said the thing about Michigan is they're a big team, aren't they?
They are. They look like a pro team. They've got about 4 guys at the 3-4 spot that are interchangeable, and they're all big, and they all can shoot.
And run the floor.
And they can run the floor, yeah.
Washington the third around a heavy screen from Cheddar. Oh, he dropped it down. Brought some rain with that 3 and filled it up. And Michigan leads 86-47.
It's a big-time shot by George Washington. Not necessarily came in here as a three-point shooter, more of a scorer.
Well, you like Langdon's game. Now we got a whistle away from the ball.
Yeah, I think Langdon was asking for a foul. I'm not sure he did or he didn't, but the officials aren't going to put up with it.
Yeah, you're right. It's a veteran crew of John Floyd, Chad Barlow, and Lewis Garrison reffing our game tonight. Ian Burns is at the free throw line in search of his first points.
Terry Weimer, Big Ten head of officials. I know he's probably proud of his guys here, doing the right stuff, making the good calls. A really good officiating crew tonight.
Burns converts both.
Key here is getting these young guys some experience. I got to tell you, this Michigan group, they can really pass the ball, Matt. They can really pass the ball.
Jackson Sovalia is into the game for Michigan. He wears 34 and white. And sets a screen for Washington the third. A little long and an over-the-back foul against Trey Jackson.
Jackson Sovalia sporting his best Ron Burgundy style mustache, as Coach Jay Smith decided to call him. That is a pretty solid mustache he's got
it's
going.
Not bad, yeah.
Perhaps our producer Jim Ressler can work in a close-up of that stash.
More than a caterpillar on the lip. Farmer with a fadeaway, rimmed out. Loose ball. Thompson thought about it. They dump it inside to the 7'3" freshman. And Bynes can't hit the turnaround hook shot. The alley-oop. Oh, the second of the night for Michigan. That one from half court from Washington the third to Jackson.
If there is a alley-oop, a lob drill out there that can get these guys throwing lobs like this, I want to see it. Because Michigan can throw that lob.
On a dribble drive, Bates with a tough shot comes up short. Kayat. Off balance floater is good.
Now, Michigan picked up Kayat late, and he's a young guy, but he's coming out. He's not shy.
Michigan fouls number 40, George Washington.
And fellas, we talk about the lob game, and Michigan's got it. You get one to Trey Jackson. Easy throw for George Washington. They make it look so easy. Michigan.
Get help reaching your goals with JP Morgan Wealth Plan, the digital money coach in the Chase mobile app. Use it to set and track your goals, big and small, and see how changes you make today could help put them within reach. From your first big move to retiring poolside and the other goals along the way, Wealth Plan can help you get there. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
The early Black Friday sale is here. Take 30% off everything. Save big on your shopping list. Get them a gift they'll really, really love at Zales.
Everyone has a different reason for choosing unleaded 88. For Joyce, it's choice. For Dane, it's octane. For Bryce, it's price. And for Claire, well, it's cleaner air. Unleaded 88 costs less while providing great performance, and Unleaded 88 reduces toxic emissions. That helps everyone breathe easier. There are a lot of good reasons to choose Unleaded 88, because Unleaded 88 is engine smart, earth kind.
Rick Pizzo, Trent Meacham in the Big Ten Network studios. Don't forget, we have Northwestern Dayton coming up next. But first, 3 minutes still to play in Ann Arbor. Michigan scored 99 in its season opener, maybe flirting with 100 again here.
I think they'll get there the way they're playing. We talked about McDaniel. We talked about Conwell. He's 7 for 7. But Will Cheddar, 8 for 8 from the field, has not missed a 3 on the season, 20 points. He's killing it tonight.
This offense looks awfully good. Matt Shepard, Dane 5 have been there to see it all, and now they'll take us home. Fellas?
Michigan up 92-49. Will Cheddar and Olivier, one of the stars from game 1 for Michigan, Kamwa, perfect from the floor. Combined 37 points on the night. And Michigan has really never been threatened here tonight. Follow-up for his first bucket of the night.
Good to see young Dines get into the game and get himself a bucket. Coach Calhoun, he likes Dines for the future. He's 7'3". He's proportional. He looks good. He's got a good frame on him. He's got talent. We saw him shooting threes in the shoot-around. He's got a nice stroke.
Youngstown State not giving up. A lot of hustle there. Farmer missed the leaner. Burns couldn't hold on to it. Loose ball and a foul called against Lovelace Jr. Good hustle by the Wolverines there.
And Matt, you mentioned Youngstown State not giving up. They're going to be a good team. And by that, I mean they're going to be a good team in their conference. They're picked to finish 4th. And I think that's about right now. If they can gel, if they can get Ziggy Reed and E.J. Farmer and find a way to get Brandon Rush different ways to score the ball, this Youngstown team could be right at the top come March.
Harrison Hochberg looking for his first points at the collegiate level. Rattled out. And Dines with a rebound. Michigan trying to start 2-0 to start a season for a 21st consecutive season. Lovelace Jr. against Kaya. Shovels it to Farmer. Backs it up to 12 to shoot. Leans in, draws a foul, and an and-1 possibility for him.
Nice move by E.J. Farmer, Cleveland native. I recruited E.J. out of high school.
Why didn't you get him?
He decided on another school. You know, I want to say this. I think this Michigan team has a chance to be very good. Okay. And I think they're a guard away right now from being elite. We're talking top 10 teams.
Wow.
And I simply think that they just need one more ball handler. They've got great pieces. And I think they're going to continue to get better. They've got a lot of room to grow. And I think once Jalen Llewellyn gets back, he's going to make them a really good team. And that's all with the thought that they stay healthy and keep growing, which they should. But they've got really good pieces to be an excellent basketball.
Yeah, preseason number 11 in the Big Ten, Dane.
I know.
Phil Martelli said, you know, if we don't pay attention to that stuff. If you finish 10th and you beat expectations outside your program, does that mean that we've exceeded expectations? Not in our mind. Our goal is one goal, win the Big Ten. You got to keep it real. Buck and a half left to go in this one. Michigan comfortably in control. Cooper Smith has it. Kayat spinning and a kick out. Smith in the corner for three. Missed it. And a foul in the backcourt on Harrison Hochberg.
Matt, I think when you look at the Big Ten, you've got Purdue, and then you really have everybody else. I think you can put Michigan State in there, you can put Illinois in there, you can put Wisconsin, Maryland. But I think Michigan's right in the mix as I watch them today. I just think they've got really good pieces. Terrace Reed. They've got Kamwa. They've got Doug McDaniel playing at a high level. They got Namari Burnett. I mean, these guys have played, as you said, a ton of games. And big games. Namari Burnett was on the #1 seed. Yeah. Olivia Kamwa played in the Sweet 16. And they got some really good pieces, and this Michigan team is going to be scary good if they keep improving the way I expect them to.
Like any team, though, health is so important, especially with Doug McDaniel.
Yeah, he is going to get banged around. I mean, he's not invisible anymore, and the Big Ten is on notice.
Under a minute to go. Farmer lost the handle. Speaking of Illinois, they're playing Oakland University tonight. Oakland out of the Horizon League as well, along with Youngstown State. And you saw Look Live with Northwestern getting ready to host Dayton here on the Big Ten Network coming up. Burns for three. In and out. Dines into the backcourt. Brett Thompson. Kick out. Bates for three. Good. Youngstown State will play Monday against Ohio Christian in search of their first win. It's Michigan in control from the very get-go. Impressive offensive display by the Wolverines. 99 in the season opener, 92 and a 30-point lead here in game 2 against Youngstown State. A balanced score and attack for the Wolverines. And an outstanding shooting performance by U of M as well. Just 3.4 seconds left before we send you back to Rick Pizzo in the studio. The Wolverines, a no-doubter. They win it going away by 30. That's the final score,